I made the change from a common thief to up close and personal with Robin Leach, and I'm far from cheap. I smoke skunk with my peeps all day. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. The Moet and Alizé keep me pissy. Girls used to diss me, now they write letters cause they miss me. I never thought it could happen, this rapping stuff. I was too used to packing gats and stuff. Now honeys play me close like butter play toast. From the Mississippi down to the East Coast. Condos in Queen, Indo for weeks. Sold out seats to hear Biggie Smalls speak. I was bumping that earlier today, yo. That's a classic song that will never not be classic. You know what I mean? That will never not be classic. Especially the part where he's like, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was that broke, man, I couldn't picture this. 50-inch screen, money green leather sofa. Got 2 rides, a limousine with the chauffeur. Oh, that just brings me back to a better day. Anyways, folks, welcome to latest edition of Geekdom QNA. I'm in a really, really good mood today, and I hope you guys are too. And remember, as I always say, if you're having a bad day, tomorrow will be better. I'm not kidding about that. It's very hard to have 2 bad days in a row. It could happen, but it's very rare. So, I'm answering questions from the Ask.fm, and I'm riding solo because most of the time when I do one of these things, I usually bring a guest on, but I don't want to do that. I want to talk with you guys, just me and you, right? You ask me these questions. I'm going to answer them as best I can over in the Ask.fm, and of course subscribe to Geekdom 101 if you haven't, but I'm pretty sure most of you guys already have because this Q&A is for you. So let's go ahead and knock out some of these questions here. First from Jeff from Super. He writes, do you think Braun will ever be born in Dragon Ball Super's timeline? She's supposed to be born before the 10-year, or during the 10-year time skip in age 780. 780? Yeah, 780. So Bulma should be pregnant by now. There's been a lot of questions in the community about this. Yes, Bra, a.k.a. Bulla, is 1 year younger than Pan. I don't know why people still don't think so. I guess because GT made her look older. But, yeah, she's supposed to have already been born. Or, I'm sorry, Bulma should already be pregnant. But hopefully at the end of the Future Trunks arc, we'll see, like, at least Bulma say she's pregnant or something. You know what I mean? At least there's that. He also writes, do you think Pan will become an SSJ in Dragon Ball Super? No, I don't think that's going to happen. Looking forward to Halloween? Yes. Kind of. It's not what it was when I was a kid. Why, Chris says, why in the game Dragon Ball Xenoverse did they break from traditional Dragon Ball Z 1 versus 1 fighting? Well, I didn't design the game, so I really can't answer the question, but, you know, every few years when they make a Dragon Ball game, they try to reinvent the wheel, right? Because you can't have the same fighting game over and over again. You can't have every game be like Budokai or like Tenkaichi or like Burst Limit or Raging Blast. They have to be different. So that's my guess, is that they wanted to do something different to make it more of an actual Dragon Ball experience. You know, rather than just, you know, just like combat. You know, I don't know if I'm making any sense here. But there's still 1 versus 1 fighting games like Extreme Butoden you can play. I mean, there's that. I'm going to go ahead and have a little sip of tea here for the working man. Paying them gimmicks in the mail called bills. My question is, if Zamasu and Black were to visit the other universes to annihilate the Kaioshins and auto-kill their respective gods of destruction, would they have faced and fought the best mortals of each universe like Universe 6's hit, since they too are implicated in the Zero Mortals agenda? No. You bring up a good question. That's a very good question, actually, whoever this is. I believe that what they're doing is they're directly attacking the Kaioshin. I think because Zamasu has knowledge of the location of the Kaioshin worlds in each universe, they can just directly go after the Kaioshin. I don't think they're even screwing around with the, with the mortals. And if a Kaioshin dies, you know, if you're a mortal, you don't really notice it. So the people on Earth or wherever, and the planets and the different universes aren't even going to notice that there's been a change. So that's my guess on that. My educated guess. Hey, Geekdom 101, been an avid follower of your intriguing videos, so too are the other subscribers. Keep them coming. Well, thank you. Keep going here. In the Battle of Gods movie, Whis tells Beerus that most of the surviving Saiyans are on Earth. Does he say that because of Tarble being on some other planet? I don't remember if Whis said most in Super. I don't remember if he said that in Super either, but I guess it is because of Tarble. I mean, because Tarble is mentioned in the film, you know, in the scene where Bulma asked Vegeta, you know, hey, did you get your brother's cell phone number? to do the ritual. So I guess it is that. You know, I don't believe that there are other Saiyans. I know there's people who actually think that Goku's mother Guinea is actually alive, but there's no evidence to support that, except for just fanboy-like fantasies, you know, and you know how much I hate that. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just talking about Tarble, unless Toriyama pulls another one out of his ass and creates a new character or something. If you try to put SS4 Gogeta in Super Timeline, where would you place him in the power scale? Keeping in mind the Fusion Dance gives a ridiculous power boost, and both SS4 Goku and Vegeta were leagues ahead of anyone Z. I think as of right now, I still believe that SS4 Gogeta would waffle stomp anybody in Super with the exception of the gods. And even then, SS4 Gogeta may be able to defeat Beerus just because of the ridiculous power scale of SS4. But again, guys, when you're power scaling GT to Super, it's literally just whatever you like, whatever you think. There's no evidence either way because they just don't fit together. They can't. They just cannot fit together. So it's one of those questions that really has no answer. Or it does, depending on what you want. But to me, just based on how impressive Gogeta was and how it was, you know, he attacked Omega Shenron with his eyes, bro. So it's like just a lot of power, dude. And I could be wrong. I mean, I could be wrong on that. Let me know down below what you think. Jeff also writes, got a lot of questions from Jeff here. I'm not going to answer all of them because we have other questions, but I'll answer a couple. What do you think Jocko's power level is? I have no idea, bro. I don't even think about power levels. What do you think Baby Cell's power to be? Baby Cell. Unless he means, I talk about the Cell Juniors. Well, it's said in the series, the Cell Juniors, I mean, you see it, bro. The Cell Juniors stomped the hell out of the Z Fighters, and it always makes me laugh when, I've been seeing this a lot lately, there's fans saying that Trunks was close to Gohan Super Saiyan 2. Like, I've seen this. I've seen people say that, oh, Trunks is close to SSJ2. No, he's not. No, he's not. Go back and watch Dragon Ball Z episodes 183 and 184. The Cell Juniors completely have their way with Trunks and Vegeta. And this is after Trunks trained for a year. And Gohan destroys them in one shot. Brutally. No. SS grade 3 is not even close. Not even close to SS2. Trunks was powerful, but let's keep going here. Who will win in a race, regular form Sonic or the Roadrunner? I'm going to go with Sonic on that one. Have you ever played Sonic Adventures for a Dreamcast or PC? Absolutely, I played it on the Dreamcast. And I love it. I still own it. I love that game. I love 1 and 2. Now, people sending me YouTube videos, I'm not going to click these anymore because I don't know where they go. So if you're going to send me a video, sorry. I'm not going to click them in the Q&A. Okay. Tony Silva writes, what do you want to come out for Dragon Ball in the next 5 years? Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 3 HD, Remake, Xenoverse 1 PS4, Dragon Ball Kai Buu Arc, Dragon Ball Z live action movie, or Dragon Ball Super new movie? Okay, well, first of all, the live-action movie, I don't want it. Some people do want it. I don't want a live-action movie. I don't think they can do it right. I could live without it. The Kai Buu Arc is coming sooner than you know, so just keep an eye out for that. That's all I'm going to say about that. So that's coming. I mean, I'm not even going to wait for it. I personally do believe, I don't have any actual information on this, but I do believe that Dragon Ball Super will have a movie. Maybe, I don't know if it's going to be Super or Z, but there will be a new Dragon Ball movie in theaters probably in the next 2 years. I do legitimately believe this. We will be getting more movies because the last two made so much a lot of money. So much a lot of money. And as far as Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 HD, I've heard scuttlebutt in the game community that it's supposed to come out this year. We may get it next year. So all the stuff you're asking for is actually very plausible, except for this live action movie. You know, and it ain't just because I don't want it. It's just there's no reason to do one. There really isn't. At the World Martial Arts Tournament, Android 18 versus Goten Trunks were to finish their fight, who would win? I think 18. I think she has more experience. I think she's stronger than they are. She might not be as strong as their fathers, but remember, she did break Vegeta's arm, and I do believe that Vegeta was stronger than Goten and Trunks during the Android arc. So, I think AT would have beat their ass, honestly, dude. I'm being honest with you. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm telling you that's what I think. And we'll never know, so I can't be wrong. Can Saitama Serious punch Vegeta's Final Flash away, the same Final Flash he used against Perfect Cell? I really don't know how strong Saitama is. Just want your opinion. I stay away from inter-universal power scale debates because it's just pointless. But no, I don't believe that Saitama can blast that move away. It's too powerful. I mean, Saitama's strong, but I don't think he can do it. Mine's bigger than yours, Cat. What are your thoughts on Food Fight? I don't even know what that is. What are your thoughts on 12-ounce mouse? I don't even know what that is. Have you tried self-deprivation, Caden Wallace? No. I don't think so. Alright, alright, whatever. Yeah, I'm not clicking any links, folks. Okay. Let's go down here and answer some new questions. Okay. When Goku looked for Gohan on the list in the other world, why wasn't Grandpa Gohan on the list? Do you think Toriyama forgot about him? Well, I think he was looking for... I think it was just... I mean, it's possible, but I think he was just looking for that Gohan. I think that they were looking for recent Gohans, not Gohans that died, like, you know, forever ago. That's my guess. I don't think they were going that far back. Okay. Genie writes, do you think that Gohan still has his mystic form? There are a lot of people saying he lost it from a lack of training, but he never achieved it through training. And I honestly think that what Trunks said about him was that Gohan's energy wasn't as aggressive, not that he was weaker. Okay. I might do another video. I've talked about this before. It's an old video. I might do another video about this. Mystic is not a form. All that happened was that the old Kai unlocked Gohan's inner potential, so that way Gohan didn't need to transform. That's all it was. Now, can you increase your inner potential from training? Most likely, yes. So people saying that he lost it due to training, I don't think it's that he lost the quote form. It's that his body got weaker. His power's still unlocked, but his body got weaker. But that's my guess. I mean, again, there's not enough information for us to really give you a straight answer. But I think that, it's not a form. It's just his power was unlocked, which is kind of shitty storytelling, because if you remember, Gohan's power was unlocked on Namek as well. It's kind of a bad plot point. It just made Gohan cool again. Caden wants to know, in the anime or manga, do you think a being with God Ki can only be fused using the Metamorph fusion, or another being that has God Ki? No, that's never stated, nor do we know if there's any truth to it. I see you already asked that question, bro. You don't ask the same question twice. Unless it's been a long time. Why or how were Android 17 and 18 more powerful than Dr. Gero and Android 19? Because 17 and 18 were humans, and they could train to become stronger. And Dr. Gero built them to be stronger. Dr. Gero and 19 are just mechanics. They're different kinds of androids, you know what I mean? Hypothetically speaking, though, could Dr. Gero and 19... And yes, folks, it's Gero, not Jiro. Don't start correcting me in the comments. I know we have new subs. Jiro's a dub change. Gero and 19 can absorb ki. So, hypothetically speaking, unless there's some kind of limit as to how much power they have in their cells... If these guys keep absorbing energy, they probably could surpass 17 and 18, but they died before they could do that, right? Why didn't Future Trunks go to New Namek and wish for 17 and 18's destruction, Future be destroyed, or for Vegeta, Goku, Piccolo, Gohan to be alive again? Well, first of all, he's not going to wish for the destruction of 17 and 18 because the dragon, it's already been established in the series, the dragon can only grant wishes as strong as the creator. And I don't think Mori is going to be able to take it. I don't think Mori can fuck with 17 and 18. Future being restored again, that's outside the New Namek's dragon's power. This, on the other hand, could be possible. The answer to the question is I don't know, because Toriyama wrote that kind of seen you on YouTube when I was your age, beep, 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 beep. What's the meaning of life? I don't know. I'm not answering these. Okay, bibbity bobbity boo. I need some real questions, yo. I already explained this question about why this. I have a video called The Butterfly Effect, bro. Go look it up. Alright. I like your videos. I don't know if you've answered this already, but I was wondering what version of Star Wars original trilogy you prefer, the original unaltered? The original unaltered, bro. That's I've said this before. I have answered that. The original version. If you're going to watch Star Wars, watch the original. Bio Wolf Beyond writes, if the 5 Saiyans that gave Goku his God form had all been full-blooded Saiyans, would that have made Goku a stronger SSJ God? No, I don't believe that's how it works. I don't think so. Could the Dark Knight Batman beat the Dark Knight Rises Bane? He was younger. I see, that's a good question. Well, Batman did beat Bane once he trained up. So yes. Yes, I do think that Batman could have beat Bane. Yes, I do think that. Okay. Hey, Geekdom, considering how powerful they're making Future Trunks out to be now, do you think he could defeat Golden Frieza? It seems very likely he could have defeated Majin Buu, but I know Frieza's leagues above Buu at this point, so what do you think? No, I think Trunks would not beat Golden Frieza. Golden Frieza is way too strong. Unless Trunks knew that If Trunks goes into the fight knowing that Golden Frieza's weakness is that he has no stamina, then yes, I do believe that Trunks could figure out a way to outlast him and then get the W. But if he doesn't know that, I think Golden Frieza wins. So let's keep going here. Okay, that's a, yeah, alright. Let's see here. Got another question here. I get that joke. Could you please look into a so-called original stain named Ika? I don't know what that even means, bro, from Bruce. I don't know what that is, bro. Sorry. Would Videl, after training with Gohan, beat Goku after training with Roshi? Probably not, because Goku was much more knowledgeable about manipulating ki than Videl ever was. So no, I think Goku would have whooped her ass. Videl's not that strong, brother. All right, let's go up here. Why is SS3 always made to look weak? Goku was barely able to match Kid Buu in SS3. Well, that's because Kid Buu was stronger. Gotenks and Super Buu, well, I mean, actually, I disagree with you. Gotenks was beating Super Buu handedly. Remember, go back and watch that fight. Beerus took out Goku with one hand. Well, that's because they had to establish a new form, bro. Gotenks gets outclassed by copy Vegeta. Well, that arc sucks. And Future Trunks SS2 matches Goku SS3. Vegeta last day at the FSS3. Well, I mean, it's just an old form. I mean, it's an outdated form. That's why. No, Roshi would win. Videl ain't that strong, dude. Are you a sexist douche? I am not neither one. Let's keep going here. Do you think a Super Saiyan Blue Spirit Bomb could destroy Whis? Huh. No. No. I don't think so. I think Whis has, from Chris Hardy, Whis has way too many tricks up his sleeve. So, I don't think so. I don't think so. Alright, we got Trump questions. Come on, bro. I'm not answering those. Okay. Well, whatever. Stupid questions. Rub stunt. Alright, bro. Alright. Alright. Enough of these damn YouTuber questions. Alright. Alright. Do you think transformations are useless now that we saw SS2 Future Trunks was able to match S3 Goku? No, I already explained that. Like, or at least I tried to explain how he was able to do it. I don't think that they're useless. But I do think that a lot of the old forms are useless. Which really sucks because I want to see the red-haired god come back. I don't think it ever will, though. Did Gotenks manage to do SS3 because Goku demonstrated to them how to do it? Well, that's actually a good question. In the anime, Goku did demonstrate it to them. Right? If you remember, up on the on Kami's lookout, or the sacred realm, the heavenly realm. But in the manga, that scene never happened. That scene never happened in the manga. So the look at the manga, which is the original source. No, they just figured it out somehow. I mean, the anime kind of did a good job because the anime actually explained it better than the manga. In the manga, it's kind of like, well, okay, but in the anime, it's like, in the anime, it's like, hey, here's the reason. Is it a good reason? Probably not, but there's a reason. Okay. I'm not dealing with that. Stupid questions here. What is Chipotle? You gotta look that up, bro. I ain't got time for that. I've been wondering about this for a while, but why exactly is Frieza your favorite character? I mean, Champa and Talpapai are funny, but I get that, but why Frieza? Lano, I think Frieza's my favorite villain. He's not my favorite character, he's my favorite villain. Because he's the most developed villain. He has a great backstory. I like his attitude. I like the performance of Ryusei Nakao and Chris Ayres. And I think Frieza is an important villain. I love the idea of him being like Space Hitler. I just like that idea. Vegeta's a great villain, I think, but he has more of a character arc where he becomes a good guy. Cell is a fun villain, but I don't think I like him. I like the way he looks more than Frieza, but Frieza has more of a backstory. And Majin Buu just out of his mind, so I think Frieza's probably my favorite. He is. He is. When you first found out that 9,000 was over 8,000, what'd you think? I didn't really give it too much thought. Do you remember when Triple H took Stephanie out from Test? The good old days of wrestling. Of course I do, bro. That's one of the most famous angles they did back then. Definitely. Will the remaining Daizenshi ever be translated, or is it too late? No, I don't think we're going to see any more Daizenshis translated. And it sucks because I would love for them to translate the guidebooks. I would love it, but all you can do is just get the guidebooks, then go to Kanzenshu and hope that you can figure it out. So... Have you ever fapped to Dragon Ball Z hentai? No, I don't fap to hentai. Okay. Matthew Simon, good question here. Basically, he's saying nice things about me, but then his question is, why do you think the movie Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans was never dubbed? Well, the Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans, the original one, was not, it was a Toei production, but it wasn't really released by Toei. It was the Playdia game. So I think it has to do with licensing with the game. Even though Toei put it out on their version of the Dragon Box's Japanese version, I think it has more to do with the licensing of the game versus like the actual like, like the I think it has more to do with that than the actual giving Funimation the rights to do it. But also it's one of those things where like it doesn't matter anymore. Like I do kind of wish they would have dubbed it, or maybe dubbed the remake, the one that was on Raging Blast 2, but it really doesn't matter because that's an old, outdated special and it's really not that good. So I don't know if Funimation could really monetize it by dubbing it. I don't know if they would want to spend money on dubbing it. So I guess that's what it is. They got to pay those voice actors, so I'm guessing that's what it is. Anyways, folks, thank you for sending your questions in, and thanks for watching this edition of Geekdom QNA. As always, support the channel, spread the word out. Thank you again. Hope y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all down the road.